everyone, welcome back to Biophilia. Today we are going to continue with the next phylum, that is Aschelminthes. If you like our videos and want to help us to reach out many more, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do hit the bell icon so you get notified for the upcoming videos. So today we are going to make up with the next part of this chapter, that is about phylum Aschelminthes. अब Aschelminthes जो phylum है, it is commonly called as roundworms. अब उन्हें roundworms क्यों बोलते हैं, इनके examples क्या है, ये सब जानने के लिए you have to stay tuned to this video and let's dig deep to understand about these Aschelminthes phylum. So let's go ahead. So here we are going to see about the Aschelminthes characteristics. So हमने जैसे previous slide में देखा था that these are commonly called as roundworms. अब roundworms उन्हें क्यों बोलते हैं? Because when they are cut in transverse section, यानी अगर ऐसी worm होगी, अगर ये worm को अगर बीच में से ऐसे cut करोगे, तो that cutting is going to show you circular appearance. So that rounded or circular appearance is going to give its common name, that is roundworms. अब ये जो roundworms होते हैं ये जनरली एंडोपैरासाइट्स होते हैं, यानी ये किसी होस्ट के अंदर रहेंगे. Where are they going to live? They are going to live inside the host. और सारा का सारा न्यूट्रिशन एंड ऑल द स्टफ इज गोइंग टू बी टेकन फ्रॉम द होस्ट. कुछ ऐसे स्पीसीज है जो फ्री लिविंग भी हो सकते हैं, बट दीज आर गोइंग टू बी फ्यू. Only few are going to be free living. Most of them are going to be endoparasites. Now these Aschelminthes are going to have organ level of organization and organs develop होंगे, और first time they are going to have a tube within a tube body plan. So this is going to be seen for the first time in the phylum, that is Aschelminthes. That is tube within a tube. अब tube within a tube है, what does it mean? It is going to mean कि एक बाहर की बॉडी वॉल होंगी एंड इट्स इन द बॉडी वॉल देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अनदर ट्यूब दैट इज गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड फॉर व्हाट, एलिमेंट्री कैनाल. तो उसमें ट्यूब विद इन अ ट्यूब है, दैट मीन्स दे आर गोइंग टू हैव टू ओपनिंग्स. जो ऊपर का ओपनिंग होगा दैट विल बी द माउथ एंड द लोअर विल बी योर एनस. सो ये टू ओपनिंग्स होंगे इन द टाइप दैट इज ट्यूब विद इन अ tube. Now very important again, that is they will have bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry है यानी if you cut it from the center, that means it will give you left and the right halves that are equal. तो वो हो जाएगा bilateral symmetry. Now these are going to be triploblastic and pseudocoelomate. So again this is the only phylum that is going to be pseudocoelomate, यानी उनके पास coelom formation is going to start but it is not going to be covered everywhere by the mesoderm. So अब pseudocoelomate को अगर और डिटेल में पढ़ना है, you can go to the first part of this chapter and study it in detail. So link will be provided in the description box down below. You can go and check that video as well. So pseudocoelomate होगा और ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक होगा, ऐसे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन विल बी ओनली सीन इन द Aschelminthes. अब बॉडी फॉर्म जो होगा, बॉडी फॉर्म यानी वो हाउ इज इट गोइंग टू अपीयर इन इट्स बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर. तो बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर जो होगा इट इज गोइंग टू बी इलोंगेटेड. सो यू कैन सी इन द फोटोग्राफ डाउन हियर कि बॉडी कैसे होगी. बॉडी इज गोइंग टू बी इलोंगेटेड, बहुत लंबी सी बॉडी होगी, एंड इट इज गोइंग टू बी सिलेंड्रिकल बिकॉज इलोंगेटेड है एंड सर्कुलर transverse section, so it is going to be a cylindrical worm like, and it will be tapered at the ends. Now what do you understand by tapered at the ends? Tapered यानी उनके जो ends होंगे that would be comparatively pointed in nature, so that is nothing but tapering at the ends. So both ends will be tapered. Now a very interesting thing to note कि बीच में बहुत अफवाहें फैली थी that because of eating Maggi, जो नूडल्स है वो सारे के सारे इंटेस्टाइन में फंस जाते हैं एंड दे ब्लॉक द इंटेस्टाइन. बट विद द करेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन इट वाज अंडरस्टूड कि वो एक्चुअली मैगी के नूडल्स नहीं फंसे थे. इट वाज द राउंड वर्म्स दैट हैड बीन ग्रोन एट वेरी लार्ज स्केल, जिसकी वजह से द इंटेस्टाइन हैड बीन ब्लॉक्ड. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो जो न्यूज़ आई थी अबाउट ब्लॉकेज ऑफ इंटेस्टाइन, दैट वाज नथिंग बट व्हाट, ब्लॉकेज ड्यू टू द roundworms. So you can see down in the figure की जो screenshots था of the videos showing that the Maggi noodles are stuck, but they were not noodles, but rather the huge amounts of roundworms that we are studying in this phylum, that is Aschelminthes. तो ये सारे worms वो body के अंदर कैसे पहुंचे, how did they grow in such a huge amount, all this is going to be understood in upcoming slides. So don't forget to watch this video till the end so you understand how these worms ended up in the intestine to block it entirely. So let's get ahead and understand about this topic. सो अब देखते हैं, जैसे हमने बॉडी फॉर्म देखा कि वो दिखते कैसे है. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड हाउ द बॉडी वॉल इज गोइंग टू बी. सो द बॉडी वॉल इज गोइंग टू हैव 3 लेयर्स. सो द 3 लेयर्स, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सबसे बाहर जो लेयर होगी, इट इज गोइंग टू बी नॉन सेल्यूलर क्यूटिकल लेयर. ओके, क्यूटिकल लेयर के बाद इफ यू गो डाउन अगेन डीप जाओगे तो you will find the subcuticle epithelium that is called as hypodermis, and below the hypodermis you will find the muscle layer which is going to have 4 types of longitudinal cords. So these will have the contractile part. So if you go through the cutting going layer by layer down in the body wall, so सबसे पहले आएगा cuticle, cuticle से basement membrane, then the epidermis, muscles, and you will find the final elementary canal, that is the type of tube within a tube. So outer layer जो wall होगी that will be cuticle, और सबसे अंदर जो cavity होंगी that will be nothing but your gut. So that makes the understanding about body wall. Now let's understand about the process of digestion. अब जो digestion है, it is going to be for the first time in this phylum, that is it will be a complete system. Complete system का क्या meaning होता है? Complete system, that means it will have 2 separate openings. What do you understand by complete digestive system? You will have 2 separate openings for mouth and anus. So mouth और anus अलग अलग होंगे. So entry point of the food and the exit of undigested is going to be different. So that was appearing for the first time. So even you can see in the diagram कि ऊपर जो anterior part होगा, what is it? Anterior part is going to have the mouth and anus will be present at the posterior part. So दो अलग अलग openings होंगे and in the between there will be your digestive tract. अब digestive tract होने के, that is anus और mouth होने के साथ साथ there is going to be a one more developed structure, that is muscular pharynx. So even muscular pharynx is going to be seen for the first time in this phylum, and this pharynx is going to help the animal to suck and pump the food. So जैसे माउथ से वो जो सक करके ब्लड लिया है, that is because it is a endoparasite. So endoparasite है, so food is going to be what? Food can be either blood, it can be lymph, or it can be cellular debris or similar things where it is surrounded. So ये जो food है in the form of nutrients that is soluble, तो वो सारा सक करके उसको pump किया जाएगा with the help of muscular pharynx. So that was about digestion. Next is going to be about respiration. So हमने 2 forms देखे थे. Either they can be free living, जो बहुत कम conditions है, but still if they are free living they will be having aerobic conditions, so oxygen का use होगा. And if they are parasitic in condition, यानी वो अगर host के अंदर रह रहे हैं, then they are going to have anaerobic conditions, because जो ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई होगा वो डायरेक्टली टिश्यूज से डिफ्यूज होगा, rather they are going to respire. So about circulation, circulation के लिए they won't have a specific system like our hearts and vessels and all that, but instead of that they would have the pseudocoelomic fluid. So हमने जो देखा था about the coelom formation, so it was pseudocoelomate organism. Pseudocoelomate है यानी जो थोड़ा सा जो coelom formation start हुआ है, that coelom is going to secrete some fluids, and that fluid is nothing but pseudocoelomate fluid which will help into circulation. Next about excretion. Excretion or osmoregulation, there is a major difference between the two that you need to understand. So if you know about excretion, excretion क्या होता है? Excretion is waste removal. जो भी metabolic waste है उसको remove करना is excretion. Whereas osmoregulation is going to be the maintenance of water conditions. so maintain the water into the body, that is osmoregulation. अब ये दोनों काम कौन करने वाला है? Both the works, that is of osmoregulation as well as excretion, is going to be because of the rennet cell. So rennet cell is going to be an important point to remember about this phylum. जैसे excretion और osmoregulation के लिए जो हमने previous phylum देखा था about platyhelminthes. So platyhelminthes में हमने क्या देखा था? Platyhelminthes had flame cells. What cells did they have? They had flame cells. Just like the Aschelminthes या roundworms में कौन से cells होंगे? Rennet cells होंगे, which are going to be H-shaped. So flame cells candle की flame जैसे थे, just like these rennet cells are going to be H-shaped cells. So you can see in the diagram as well, these are going to be nothing but H-shaped cells. So these are going to help in removal of body waste as well as maintenance of water conditions. Now let's understand about the skeleton. तो skeleton जो होता है उसका main function होता है to maintain the framework of the body. So जो भी help करे to maintain the framework of the body is going to be called as the skeleton. So for the case of roundworms जो बहुत ज़्यादा flexible होते हैं, they can move and crawl everywhere they want. So for that reason उनको कोई ऐसे hard bony structure की ज़रूरत नहीं है. They need something that is going to make them flexible. So for that flexibility they are going to have a special type of skeleton that is called as hydroskeleton. अब hydroskeleton जो होता है it is going to be special for the case of Aschelminthes. So Platyhelminthes में skeleton होता ही नहीं था. They did not have any type of skeleton, nor exo nor endo. They did not have any type of skeleton. But in the case of Aschelminthes or roundworms, उनका जो skeleton होगा that is going to be built up because of the pseudocoelomic fluid. So जो fluid जो छोटा सा pseudocoelom है उसके अंदर जो होगा that is going to make up the hydroskeleton. Now let's understand about the very important part about this structures, that is nervous system. Nervous system, again it is going to be a primitive system, and along with being primitive it is going to have its own structures. So जैसे हमने टीनोफोर्स जो पढ़े थे, so let's revise about that. जो हमने टीनोफोर्स पढ़े थे उसमें nervous system कैसा था? It was like a nerve net. How was it? It was a nerve net. And if you remember about platyhelminthes में कैसे था nervous system? It was going to be a ladder like system, right? So अब जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं that is going to be about Aschelminthes. Now Aschelminthes जो होते हैं, Aschelminthes are going to have their nervous system which will have a circumphageal ring. Now this ring is going to extend and form the dorsal and the ventral nerve. So if you see down over here in the figure, so figure में आपको क्या दिखेगा? First of all here the black colored ring that I showing you to highlight, तो जो red part होगा that is nothing but the nerve ring. So nerve ring is going to act like the center of your leg. मतलब वहाँ पे major जो नर्वस टिश्यू होगा वो ज़्यादा एक्यूमुलेटेड होगा, एंड देन देर इज गोइंग टू बी द डोर्सल नर्व कॉर्ड एंड द वेंट्रल नर्व कॉर्ड विच विल एक्सटेंड डाउन. सो यहाँ पे ये फेरिंग्स के पास में होगा सर्कमफेरेंजियल रिंग. और सर्कमफेरेंजियल क्यों बोलते हैं? बिकॉज वो फेरिंग्स के सर्कमफेरेंस में बनी हुई होंगी. So that is the reason it is called a circumpharyngeal ring. So after the circumpharyngeal ring you are going to have one that is your dorsal nerve cord, and below that you will have the ventral nerve cord. So ये हो गया ventral nerve cord, ऊपर का हो गया dorsal nerve cord, and the black one that I am showing, this is going to be your circumpharyngeal ring. तो ऐसे होगा कुछ the nervous system of Aschelminthes or roundworms. Now along with this they are going to develop and form sensory organs. So previously कोई भी phylums में sensory organs नहीं थे, only primitive eye spots were seen in the case of platyhelminthes, but now here they are going to develop better in the form of sensory organs. So sensory organs three forms में होंगे. They can be either in papillae form, plasmid form or in amphid form. So papillae में these are going to be small elevations. They will be tactile in nature. Tactile है that means they are going to be in the touch response. So touch के जो responses होंगे, these are tactile, and these papillae are going to be present at 4 locations, that is labial papillae, cervical papillae, preanal and the postanal papillae. The second type of sensory organ है, that is about plasmid. तो plasmid glandulosecretory है and it has a major function in reproduction. Amphid is going to be a small depression which is going to be chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors है यानी whenever there is going to be any chemical change, so chemicals are going to stimulate this particular receptor, or because of the chemicals that are surrounding this particular organism, उसकी वजह से the body is going to receive the sensory impulse. Now let's move ahead with the next process, that is reproduction. So reproduction mein there is going to be one more change that can be seen with the previous phylums, that is sexes are going to be separate. A very important point about this, it is going to be very unique and it will be seen for the first time. फर्स्ट टाइम क्या नज़र आएगा, सेक्सेस आर गोइंग टू बी सेपरेट. सेपरेट है दैट मीन्स इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी डायोशियस कंडीशन, जबकि वो पहले क्या कंडीशन थी, हर्माफ्रोडाइट थी या मोनोशियस कंडीशन थी, बाइसेक्सुअल कंडीशन थी. बट नाउ इन द जेंडर्स दे आर गोइंग टू बी सेपरेट. वो अलग अलग बॉडीज में रिसाइड करेंगे द ऑर्गन्स, दैट मीन्स दे विल बी सेक्सेस सेपरेट, which has the term that is dioecious, or it can be unisexual. So to remember, I had told you a trick, so that trick can be understood on the first part of this chapter, so you can go and understand that trick in that chapter video. So for now, reproduction के लिए sexes are going to be dioecious or unisexual. Or very important point, that is sexual morphism. What is sexual morphism? Sexual morphism is nothing but the external appearance, यानी बाहर से वो वर्म कैसे दिख रही है, the sexual appearance, it can differentiate, it can differ to understand about the female and the male part. कौन फीमेल है कौन मेल है, you can identify with the external appearance. For example, in if you need to understand, तो जो मेल होता है, the male is going to have its tail end to be coiled enough. So here you can see male का जो tail end होगा, that is going to be coiled, whereas if you see for the female, the female is going to have its tail end that is erect and it will be elongated, तो वो straight होगी and pointed tapered at the ends. So coiled जो होगा, that is male, and the tapered and elongated straight end is going to be for the female end. So with this, if you can see वो coiled है या नहीं, with that you can understand it is male or a female. So अगर बाहर के external appearance if you can understand, that is nothing but the term given as sexual morphism. So इसके पहले जो भी सारे phylums हमने देखे, they did not have this type of differentiation on basis of visual characteristics. So this has started from this phylum, so you need to remember that sexual morphism is going to be the initiation in the Aschelminthes or in the roundworms. Now reproduction जो होगा, it is generally going to be a sexual reproduction, because जैसे animals का जो phylum है, जैसे वो आगे बढ़ेगा evolution से, they are going to get developed more, they are going to depend on sexual reproduction, but still in sometimes the asexual mode can be obtained. So sexual mode है, that is gametes are going to be formed and these gametes are going to fertilize. So the fertilization is going to be internal, that is it will be in the female genital tract. So questions can be asked, उनका जो fertilization होता है वो कहाँ होता है, that is going to be in the female genital tract. And development can be either direct, यानी वो सीधा जो zygote या embryo होगा, that will directly look like the small adult, smaller in size. but अगर indirect development है, यानी there will be larval formation and this larva is going to look different than the parent body. So look different than parent body है, that means it is going to be indirect development or called as larval stages, or if it looks like the smaller version of parent, then it will be the direct development. Now here let's see about some examples about ASCII helminthes. So first example जो होगा it is going to be about Ascaris or also called as roundworm. Second जो है it is Wuchereria also called as a filaria worm. Third is Encyclostoma, it is also called as hookworm. फिर है pinworm, then guinea worm because it is going to be very small in size. And the last one, that is the Rhabditis, which is going to be the only free living roundworm. Very important, it will be free living roundworm. और बाकी के जो worms होंगे, these are going to be the endoparasites. So very important question, only free living जो roundworm है वो कौन सा होगा? It will be the Rhabditis, and others are going to be the examples of endoparasites. अभी जो पीछे के स्लाइड में वी सॉ अबाउट द एग्जाम्पल्स, सो देर आर सम एग्जाम्पल्स जो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में पढ़ने होते हैं. सो द डिटेल्स ऑफ दीज एग्जाम्पल्स आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड. सो फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल जो हमें डिटेल में करना है बिकॉज इट विल बी आस्क्ड इन 11th बोर्ड प्रैक्टिकल्स. कब पूछते हैं? दीज आर गोइंग टू बी आस्क्ड इन 11th बोर्ड प्रैक्टिकल्स. सो प्रैक्टिकल्स में आपको क्या दिए जाएंगे? यू विल बी गिवन सम जार जहाँ पे they will be asked you to identify that particular organism. So identification के लिए you need to understand the particular shape and structure वो कैसा है. So for that you need to understand the diagrams carefully. और फिर वो identify होने के बाद you need to write some points about that particular organism. So for example, if you get the Ascaris, so जब आप Ascaris को पहचान लोगे, then you need to write some points for your theory marks. So उसके लिए you need to understand these points so that you can have a very good theory to write for about Ascaris. So Ascaris जो round worm है, this worm is going to be very common in children other than the adults. So children, they play out in mud, so it is a very high chances that Ascaris are common in children. Now once you get the spotting, वो जार होगा, वो जार के अंदर अगर ये worm रखी हुई होंगी, so you are going to see that worm carefully and understand the body, how does it look. So then you will write it that the body is going to be elongated, unsegmented, because it is going to be a smooth body. It will be cylindrical with tapering ends. Now once you have understood about how does it look, now it will be covered with the syncytial epidermis. Now this is a very important point regarding this roundworms. Roundworms में Ascaris जो होती है, Ascaris में syncytial epidermis होती है. Syncytial का meaning क्या होता है? That there will be a single cell और एक ही cell के अंदर बहुत सारे nucleus present होंगे. That is, it will be a multinucleate state. Now this multinucleate state is going to be the characteristic for epidermis of Ascaris. अब ये जो epidermis होती है उसके ऊपर you are going to find the cuticle, and this cuticle is going to help the worm to survive in the digestive enzymes. अब ये Ascaris जो हमने देखा है, it is going to be a endoparasite. वो क्या है? It is a endoparasite which lives in the intestine of majorly humans. तो ह्यूमंस के अगर इंटेस्टाइन में उसको सर्वाइव करना है, then it needs to have this cuticle so that it will be resistant to the digestive enzymes secreted in the intestine. So after the cuticle you move to the parts of the body. So first part जो होगा that will be the mouth. So how is the mouth? What can you see? Then you will write as the mouth is going to be terminal, it will be triradiate and surrounded by 3 denticulate lips. So if you see in the diagram adjacent, then you will see that the mouth is going to be at the end of the body, that is, it will be terminal. So either it is male or the female, it will be the terminal end. और terminal end के साथ it will be triradiate, that is, it will be in this particular form and it will have 3 denticulate lips. Now below this labeling you can see the word that is excretory pore. Excretory pore जो होता है, it is going to be situated mid ventrally, that is this here. If you can see that there is a lateral line है, वैसे ही there will be a medial line as well. So that medial line के बीच में there is going to be this excretory pore which will be a little bit below the mouth. Now very important terms about which can give you more marks if you write these points, that is, the female is going to be didelphic. Very important. अगर ये words आप लिखते हो, you are trying to give the impression that you have studied in detail. So females are going to be diadelphic, यानी जो genital organs है, these are going to occur in pairs. So they will have 2 uteri, 2 oviducts and 2 ovaries. Whereas if you see for the male is going to be monarchic. Monarchic है यानी it will have only one testis, and the gamete formation is going to be telogonic. Telogonic, that means the gametes are going to bud out. That means जैसे हाइड्रा में बडिंग होता है, वैसे ये gametes they are going to bud out either from the proximal or the apical end of the gonads. So these are the three terms, that is diadelphic, monarchic and telogonic, which are going to help you to represent that you have the deep knowledge about these subject. फिर अभी हमने देखा कि जो मेल एंड द फीमेल है, these are going to develop to have only sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction है, that means there are going to be gametes, and gametes when fused there will be eggs produced. Now when the eggs are going to be produced, these eggs are going to be infective, and these infective eggs can be viable or they can be infective for about 6 years. So 6 years तक भी अगर ये फीमेल बॉडी के बाहर या सॉइल में कहीं होंगे, still they can cause this infection. Now if we had understood about the development of these worms, so development था indirect, and the larvae of these ascaris are going to be called as rhabditoid or rhabditiform, and it is going to be the name because it is similar with the function, that is it is free living. So हमने अभी examples में एक free living worm देखी थी. free living example जो था उसी के similar है, that is it is also free living larva. So for that reason they have the common name. Now a very important thing that you need to understand about ascaris, that is it is going to be sexually morphism. Sexual morphism हमने पहले भी देखा, that is you can identify the male and the female separately. So even if you see over here, the male is going to have the curved tail. Tail कैसी होगी, curved tail होगी. And if you see for the female part, the female is going to have the straight tail. So this point can also be understood. You can draw the diagram and have good marks regarding the characteristics of ascaris. अगर characteristics की जगह पे उसकी life cycle पूछी जाए, then also this video is going to help you. So let's understand about the life cycle of roundworm. तो लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ एस्कैरिस जो होती है, इट इज़ गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द एडल्ट वर्म. अब जो एडल्ट वर्म है, वो एडल्ट वर्म इट्स गोइंग टू रिलीज इट्स gametes fuse होके there will be a fertilized egg. So journey will begin from the new generation, that is fertilized egg. Fertilized egg जो होगा, it will be coming into the larval stage in first 9 days. After the fertilization, the egg is going to turn into the first larva, that is rhabditoid, in 9 days. So ये जो first stage होगा, it will be called as the first stage of juvenile. So first stage के बाद, that is on the 10th day, it will move to the second juvenile stage. Second juvenile stage के कैसे move करेगा, it will move with the help of molting, यानी उसकी जो skin थी, वो skin में से it will release its skin and turn into a second stage, that is going to be infective. Second juvenile stage क्या होगी, it will be infective. एंड फ्रॉम दिस स्टेज यू कैन से, अगर ये स्टेज किसी के बॉडी में चली जाती है और इट इज़ स्वॉलोड बाय द मैन, देन इट कैन कॉज इन्फेक्शन. सो अगर ये सेकेंड जुवेनाइल स्टेज पहुंच गया इन द इंटेस्टाइन्स ऑफ द मैन, देन द सेकेंड जुवेनाइल स्टेज इज गोइंग टू फ्री इनटू द इंटेस्टाइन्स. तो इंटेस्टाइन्स में पहुंचने के बाद इट इज़ गोइंग टू लव दैट प्लेस एंड इट इज़ going to get all its nutrition or completion of the life cycle is going to occur there. So अब तो वो जो सेकेंड स्टेज जुवेनाइल है, वो तो इंटेस्टाइन के बाहर जाने से रहा. नाउ इट इज़ गोइंग टू मूव ऑल ओवर योर बॉडी एंड कॉज डिस्ट्रक्शन. सो फर्स्ट स्टेज वो क्या करेगा, जैसे ही इंटेस्टाइन में पहुंचेगा, इट इज़ गोइंग टू बोर आउट थ्रू द इंटेस्टिनल वॉल्स. सो जैसे ही वो इट विल स्टार्ट ड्रिलिंग इनटू योर इंटेस्टिनल म्यूकोसा. जैसे ही इंटेस्टाइन में ड्रिलिंग शुरू होगा, एंड दिस एग्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी इन 1 or 2, they will be swallowed in hundreds. So hundreds of eggs, when they are going to bore the intestinal walls, you are going to feel the pain in your intestine. So that can also help you to understand कि जो abdominal pain है, that can be because of the boring that is occurring in the intestinal walls. So जैसे ही ये intestinal walls को cross करेंगे, they will move into the mesenteric venules. Mesenteric venules क्या होते हैं? The blood supply that is coming to the intestines, that is coming with the help of mesenteric venules. तो अब intestine को तो उन्होंने छोड़ दिया है, and now they have reached into the blood circulation. Blood circulation की मदद से from the intestinal position they will move to the liver. So now let's track about the events. First of all, वो mouth की वजह से पहुंच गए थे intestine में. Intestine से with the help of boring they have reached to the mesenteric venules, और intestines से they have moved into the liver. अब liver में भी क्या होगा? हेपेटिक वेन होगी, और हेपेटिक वेन से दे आर गोइंग टू मूव इनटू द राइट एट्रियम. सो दे हैव रीच्ड द हार्ट नाउ. अब राइट एट्रियम से इट विल मूव इनटू द राइट वेंट्रिकल, और राइट वेंट्रिकल से पंप होके विद द हेल्प ऑफ पल्मोनरी एओर्टा पहुंच जाएंगे लंग्स के अंदर. So three major organs have been contaminated with the second juvenile stage, that is intestines, liver as well as the lungs. अब lungs तक पहुंचने के बाद क्या होगा? lungs में it is going to obtain a huge amount of oxygen which is going to be loved by it. वहाँ पे बहुत सारा खून भी होगा, that is because of the capillaries around, and this site is going to be very favorable to undergo the third juvenile stage. So अब lungs की जो capillaries होंगी वहाँ पे होगा third juvenile stage, and once it becomes into the third molting, after 6 days about, it will become the fourth stage of juvenile. So third भी lungs के capillaries के पास होगा, fourth भी वहीं पे होगा, and after the fourth stage now it is determined to complete its life cycle. अब lungs के बाद it will start to plan to move out of the lungs. So move out करने के लिए now it has to come out. So lungs में से वो बाहर पहले कहाँ आएगा? bronchi तक आएगा, bronchi से वो trachea तक पहुँचेगा, trachea से it will come to a position that is larynx. अब larynx तक पहुँचने के बाद उसको दो रूट मिलेंगे. There can be two roads that it can take, because larynx is going to be the organ that is going to have food as well as air that is coming together and meeting at larynx. तो food आ रहा है यानी it can take the digestive tract, air है यानी वो move कर सकता है into the respiratory tract. So from the lungs it can move and get out into two positions. एक तो वो जा सकता है into esophagus. Esophagus अगर वो नहीं जाना चाहता है, it can also go into the nasopharynx. So nasopharynx में अगर वो जाएगा तो it will enter back into the nasopharynx से nostrils से बाहर आ जाएगा. So if you have understood about the respiratory system, so respiratory system larynx के ऊपर क्या आता है? nasopharynx. nasopharynx से nostrils से बाहर आ जाएगा. If it tries to go into the esophagus, so esophagus में जाने के बाद down which line it is going to come? There will be stomach that it will encounter. So stomach में पहुँचने के बाद again it will go into the intestines, और intestine में again it will meet to its original location. So stomach से intestine में पहुँचने के बाद now it will turn again into the adult worm. Intestine में पहुँचने के बाद adult हो जाएगा, and again the adult worm is going to release about 2 lakh eggs per day. So you can imagine adult female जो होती है it can release up to 2 lakh eggs per day. अगर इतने सारे eggs by any chance fertilize हो जाते हैं, then you can imagine how many worms can occur into your body in a single day. So these eggs are potential to cause infection. So अगर ये worms इतने बढ़ जाते हैं, then these worms can come out with your feces in the form of cottony mass. So your worms will appear into your feces. These eggs can come out in the feces, and the feces, that is the stools are going to be contaminated. So अगर ये stools खुली जगह पे कोई रोड पे पड़ी हुई है, if there are no hygienic conditions available, then these infected conditions can reach to another healthy man and again the life cycle can start. हो सकता है कि रोड पे कंटेमिनेशन होने की जगह पे ये जो स्टूल्स है वो ड्रेनेज, ओपन ड्रेनेज में है, and if there are no sanitary conditions, no clean water available, then what can happen, some people, some poor people can consume this dirty contaminated water, and then these fertilized eggs which are potential to have infection वो वापस किसी और healthy man के अंदर पहुंच जाएंगे, and the life cycle from the larval stage to the adult phase that can occur in about 25 days. So 25 days में the healthy man can be contaminated with the presence of Ascaris worm. So for that reason what you need to do, you need to maintain clean conditions कि जो फीकल मैटर है वो कहीं पे भी पानी के साथ मिक्स ना हो, कहीं फूड के साथ मिक्स ना हो जाए. So even if you don't know that whether you have your feces or stools contaminated or not, but still you should maintain the hygienic conditions, sanitary conditions, and with this you can understand कि इनका जो root है for infection वो root कैसे होने वाला है. It is going to be oral feco rule, or you can say feco oral route. So this route यानी जो contaminated stools है वो अगर anyway with the help of food or water, if they enter into the digestive tract, then they can cause the infection. So that was about the life cycle of Ascaris. Now let's try to see a video जिसकी वजह से it can be a bit more clear. So here it goes.
Ova or the eggs of the worms contaminate the food and are ingested with it. After ingestion, they reach the small intestine and eggs hatch out into larval forms. The larva crosses the duodenum region of the small intestine and gets released into the bloodstream. From there, it is carried into the liver and heart and then enters the lungs. In the lungs, the larvae grow and shed their skin, which is known as molting. After 3 weeks, the larva passes from the respiratory system to be coughed up, swallowed, and finally returns to the small intestine. Due to the increase in the number of worms in our body, sometimes they may emerge from anus, nose, and mouth also. In the small intestine, the larva matures into an adult male or female worm, and fertilization occurs at this stage of life cycle. The male worm is smaller in size than the female Ascaris worm. Male worms are 15 to 20 centimeters in length, while females are 20 to 35 centimeters in length. The female worm produces 2 lakh eggs per day for 12 to 18 months. These eggs are excreted out in stool and become infectious after 2 to 3 weeks in soil. Fertilized eggs can persist in soil for 10 years or more. Again, these eggs contaminate food and the cycle restarts. Ova or the
Now I hope you understood about the Ascaris in detail. Now let's understand about the second worm, that is Wuchereria. अब Wuchereria जो है it is going to be the genus, but उसके species कौन से है? They can have Bancrofti और Malai. So these Wuchereria worms are also going to cause infection because these are going to be endoparasites. Endoparasites है, so ये धीरे धीरे जाके develop होंगे into chronic inflammations. Chronic है यानी these are going to see at the longer period of time. वो जल्दी से नहीं, acute नहीं है, they cannot show symptoms in a short period of time, but in long term they can show these inflammations in various organs. But majority ये जो infection होता है it is going to be in the lymphatic vessels of the lower limbs. So this is going to be the key highlight to understand कि अगर lymphatic vessels of lower limbs infected है, then it is a high chance that the infection is because of the Wuchereria or the fillet worm. Now here the lymphatic vessels which are infected, so lymphatic vessels का होता है lymph जो fluid है it is going to move in these vessels. So जब ये worms होते हैं वो वहाँ पे contaminate करते हैं, they start to grow in that lymphatic vessels and they try to create blockage in those vessels. So since there is blockage, वो circulation of lymph complete नहीं हो सकता है, and once the person stands for a long period of time or for longer periods, वो blockage की वजह से से भी वो जो lymph वहाँ पे पहले आया था वो वही के वही रह जाता है, and because of gravity as well, a lot more amount of lymph is also going to accumulate there. Now once it starts accumulating into the infected lymphatic vessels, वहाँ पे the leg is going to get swollen at a very huge amount. So if you can see in the photograph, जो दो legs है, limbs है, lower limbs, these are going to be very different. The one here is going to be non-infected, that is it is not infected और वो worms वहाँ पे नहीं है, but in this particular leg infection is found, and this is nothing but the disease that is called as elephantiasis or filariasis. So Wuchereria worm जो है, what is it going to cause? It is going to cause elephantiasis. Elephantiasis क्यों है? Because जो lower limb होता है, it is going to turn into elephant's foot. इतना मोटा हो जाएगा कि वो एलिफेंट के फुट जैसे अपीयर करेगा, एंड सिंस द नेम ऑफ दिस डिसीज. अब ये वुशरेशिया वर्म ये इन्फेक्ट कैसे करेगा? हाउ इज इट गोइंग टू इन्फेक्ट द हेल्दी पर्सन? So healthy person is going to be infected because of the vector, that is female culex mosquito. जैसे मलेरिया किससे स्प्रेड होता है? मलेरिया स्प्रेड होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द फीमेल एनाफिलिस मॉस्किटो. वैसे ही ये जो एलिफेंटियासिस है बिकॉज ऑफ द वुशरेशिया, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी स्प्रेडेड बिकॉज ऑफ द बाइट ऑफ फीमेल क्यूलेक्स mosquito. So female culex mosquito is not actually causing this, but who is causing? It is the Wuchereria worm, but only the mosquito is acting as a vector. So this was about the details of Wuchereria. अब second worm की तरफ देखते हैं. So that is going to be Ancylostoma. Ancylostoma को hookworm भी बोलते हैं, and it is going to be the most dangerous amongst the roundworms of the man. So it is very dangerous because उनके जो symptoms होते हैं, these are not going to be good. क्या हो सकता है? ये कहाँ से आ सकते हैं these worms? These worms can actually come and infect the person when they have unhygienic conditions. Unhygienic conditions कहाँ हो सकते हैं? Where the people go barefoot. Barefoot यानी वो चप्पल नहीं पहनते, they don't wear shoes and they go barefoot. So generally in villages or rural areas जहाँ पे उतनी poverty है that they cannot afford a good pair of shoes so that they can stop the infections of the legs. तो ये barefoot walk करते हैं, उनके पास roads इतनी conditions अच्छी नहीं होती है, so because of that the legs are going to have cracks and holes all over. So जैसे ही barefoot जहाँ पे cracks है, the leg is not in a good condition, and the sanitary conditions are also not good. The human feces are lying all over the ground, and if the person works in such unhygienic conditions, it has a very high chance कि ये जो एनसाइक्लो है या the hookworm है, वो उनके जो larvae है that is going to come from the moist soil. So moist soil से ये जो cracks है, ये जो depressions है जो feet में है because of barefooted, that can enter and start boring your skin of the feet, and they will enter into your feet. So if you can see in the photograph here, the worms are going to completely attack onto your foot, and they will start residing under the skin and eat muscles or blood पिएंगे, बहुत कुछ करेंगे, and that is not good because these are parasites. वो आपको कोई benefit नहीं देंगे, but they are going to use all your nutritions. You are going to lose your appetite. आपको diarrhea हो सकता है, you can feel weak, you can have loose motions, all that things can happen, and that is not a good sign. So it is very important to maintain hygienic conditions. Every person should get at least one pair of shoes so that they can be protected from these types of infections. Moving with the next type of worm, that is pinworm. A pinworm जो है, it is going to be the most common parasite. So जैसे हमने most dangerous पढ़ा, that was the hookworm. Most common कौन सा होगा? Pinworm. Now this pinworm is going to love the women and the children. Males के पास जाके infection कम होगा, rather women and children are going to be mostly infected. Now these worms जो adult होते हैं, these are going to love your body part, that is cecum, that is part of large intestine, appendix and colon. So generally उनको क्या पसंद है? Generally they like the large intestine. So adult worms large intestine में अपनी colony बसाएंगे and there they are going to complete their maturity of the life cycle. So once the adult worms have been, completely settled into your cecum, appendix and colon, now the symptoms are going to start. Symptoms क्या क्या होंगे? Symptoms, first very important symptom, that is going to be anal itching. The anal is going to itch like anything. You won't be able to sleep. Generally at night time, the female is going to lay eggs. So when the female will lay eggs in the preanal region, almost from the midnight you will start to itch that particular place, that is anal itching hoga, and you won't be able to sleep. You will be restless, you know and because of all that conditions, you will have a disease that is called as enterobiosis. Disease क्या हो जाएगा? That is enterobiosis because of the pinworm infection. And in this particular disease आपको symptoms नज़र आ सकते हैं that you are going to have loss of appetite. आपको खाने की इच्छा नहीं होगी, आपको नींद नहीं आएगी because you will continuously have anal itching. आपको बहुत खुजली आएगी and because of all that thing you won't be able to peacefully sit at one place. You will have abdominal pain because these worms are also going to reside into your large intestine parts, और अपेंडिक्स में भी रहते हैं. सो अपेंडिक्स में रहने की वजह से अगर उनकी पॉपुलेशन वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है, then it can also cause the bursting of the appendix, that is called as appendicitis. So that is also can be the possibility or the symptom of this particular infection. So again, anal itching hai. So these worms not only from the oral route, they can also enter from the reverse direction. Yani if you not have hygienic conditions to desiccate, यानी आपके जो स्टूल्स पास करने की जगह अगर क्लीन नहीं है, इफ़ द रूरल एरियाज और द प्लेसेस विच आर अंडर पोवर्टी, अगर वहाँ पे the conditions are not good, then these particular larvas or worms can enter in the reverse tract as well, and then they can easily enter into the cecum, appendix or colon, and again this anal itching symptoms can occur. So again ये सारे worms से बचने का major, what is the precautionary thing? That is hygiene and sanitation. So अगर hygiene है, then these worms are not going to enter and infect any one of us. So next worm जो होगा, that is going to be called as the whipworm. The whipworm, because of its structure, how does it look? So it is going to look like a whip. So if you see in the diagram as well, it is going to have a big whip-like structure, and because of that it will have the name that is whipworm. So real photographs maybe also you can see the whips that are going to give its name. Now again this whipworm, as the pinworm, is going to reside into the cecum, appendix and the colon of the man. And generally children who are of the warm or moist climate, वहाँ पे ये worms ज़्यादा grow होते हैं, and the children, they are going to get infected because of these whipworms. Now these are again going to spread or because of the contaminated food and water, यानी जब feces या stools अगर food में या फिर water में mix हो जाते हैं because of unhygienic conditions, then they are going to contaminate and spread the infection. Now what are the symptoms wherein you can understand the infection? It can be abdominal pain, diarrhea or even anemia because the blood is going to be sucked by these parasite. Parasite आपको नहीं छोड़ेगा. Parasite का major काम क्या है? To live into your body and suck all the nutrients, and जब nutrients या blood suck करेगा ये parasite, it is going to cause anemia. So even that can be the case when the infection reaches at the ultimate stages. So again, how can you prevent this? Preventive step is to have hygienic conditions so that the feces or the stools do not mix and contaminate the food or the water. Next worm is going to be the trichina worm. This trichina worm is going to be residing in a new place. तो पहले हमने देखा they were generally residing in the intestines, but this worm is going to find a new place, that is voluntary muscles. Where is it going to live? It will try to live in the voluntary muscles, and in this voluntary muscles they will be living in the coiled state. वो अपने आप को they won't be freely straight, they would be in coil, and they will have their special room, that is they will be encysted larvae, and these will cause a disease that is called as trichinosis. Now trichinosis is going to have symptoms that include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and very important, that is the characteristic or help to identify, that is swelling of the face and eyes. There will be aching joints and muscle pains because muscles में रहेंगे, so they will have muscle pains and itchy skin. So ये जो red से underlined है, these will be later symptoms, यानी अगर infection ज़्यादा हो जाएगा then they will have these symptoms, but at the early stages, early symptoms are going to be these symptoms. So if you have deworming taken up in the early symptoms, then these later harmful symptoms are going to be avoided. The last worm that you need to understand in detail, that is eye worm or Lola Lola. Lola Lola is going to be the filarial worm generally seen in the central and the western Africa. अब ये अफ्रीका रीजन में ये जो इन्फेक्शन होता है, the adult worm is going to migrate from the subdermal connective tissues. सो सबडर्मल कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज से ये सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम में जाके, बिकॉज कनेक्टिव टिश्यू इज द सर्कुलेटरी टिश्यू, यानी वो ब्लड के अंदर जाके इट कैन रीच समटाइम्स नियर द आई बॉल, और आई बॉल के पास जाके दे कैन कॉज अ लोकल स्वेलिंग दैट इज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फॉर दिस लोला लोला इन्फेक्शन, दैट इज कैलाबार स्वेलिंग. कैलाबार स्वेलिंग है yani generally in your lower eye region, your a little bit of your cheek, all that regions are going to be swelled up, and this is the eye worm. yani wo kahan pe milegi, generally it will reach the eye. So even here in the photograph you can see how the worms are going to reach to the eyes, and if you go to the doctor and if it sees, the doctor can remove this worm and you can be relieved. But generally ये एक worm नहीं होती है, these are going to come in many number. So एक निकालने से कुछ नहीं होगा, you have to take the medication, that is deworming and other treatments, so that you can get free from these infections. Again preventive measure, hygienic conditions, so ये larvas अब तक पहुँचे ही ना. Now how are they going to get transmitted? These eye worms or Lola Lola is not going to be because of oral fecal matter, यानी ये stools की mixing with the food or water उसकी वजह से नहीं होगा. It is going to be because of the Tabaceous flies, or also called as horse flies. It is not house, it is horse. So these horse flies are going to take the particular larvas, और जब ये they infect the or come and sit onto the food, or they come and sit onto your skins which are cut. तो ये cut जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे अगर ये flies आके बैठ जाते हैं, then the larvas are going to get a chance to enter into your body. So whenever if you are having any injury, it is important that you keep it covered, so that any types of infection should not enter your body because of the deep cuts that are present. So again these eye worms can occur in eye, so उसका नाम eye worm है, and they are going to spread because of the horse flies. So with this we have completed the detailed understanding about the Aschelminthis और the round worms. So हमने characteristics देख लिए, हमने उनके examples detail में कर लिए, and we have also seen some very interesting diseases that can occur because of the infection of these worms. So photographs are going to be very helpful for you to understand the worms as well as their infections. Now as we have completed understanding about the theory part, अब जो पढ़ा है उसको अच्छे से कैसे implement करना है, that is also going to be a very important part. So question solve करना is very important. You need to solve as many as MCQs as you can. So एक टॉपिक खत्म होने के साथ साथ I have tried to give you some important 5 questions, but these 5 are not sufficient. You need to go and check with other books, or I will try to provide some question banks also, so these can help you to master the topics or the theory that we have studied with the help of this video. So ये questions you can share your answers in the comment section down below, so those who watch this video can have a healthy conversation and discussion on this platform. So do let me know your answers in the comment sections down below after solving these questions. So with this we have completed one more phylum, that is Aschelminthes, about roundworms. So I have provided with you the notes. फिर हमने कुछ questions भी देखे हैं that will help you to understand how the types of question can be asked. So if you like this, then don't forget to show with your love, that is like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that you can get notified for the next part. And till we come with the next, then don't forget to study hard, keep smiling. Till then, bye bye everyone. Thank you.